What's up, my women warriors of God? It's your girl Jasmine, and as always, I'm so excited to be here. I just want to share, man. A few weeks ago, I celebrated my 27th birthday, and I absolutely love sunflowers. I was scrolling on social media, and I saw someone here where I'm at taking pictures with sunflowers, and I was like, oh my gosh, where did they take those pictures? So I went and I looked and saw. I actually looked up sunflower fields near me, and the closest one that came up to me was it was like an hour away. Oh my lord, I cannot forget. I cannot remember what part. I know it was an hour away. And then after realizing like I had one here that was like maybe 30 minutes away from me, I was like, what? But with sunflowers, they bloom like late June, early July, so you have to catch them around then. And I did not know that. I just know I love sunflowers. They're this most beautiful thing ever, and I've always wanted to take a picture or to take pictures and go visit a sunflower field. Like, that's always been something I've wanted to do. And so I got the opportunity to do it. And as I was, it's W, oh my goodness, I have to look this up because I cannot remember. And if y'all hear music in the background, I'm listening to Incredible Praise by JJ Harrison and Youth Worship, a throwback. Like, it's been on repeat. But anywho, let me look up, where did we go? Because I don't know why I cannot remember. Yes, it was in McConnell, South Carolina. It's an hour away from me. It's called Draper Sunflower Field. And then I found out we have one in Lexington, I believe. And so yes, I'm like looking up these sunflowers, and I ended up following them on social media and was seeing how people were saying this was August. My birthday is August 11th. I just shared that. And I released a book on my birthday as well. I'm picking up the pieces. So the devotional poems from God. It's on Amazon. So make sure you check that out. Okay, so back to the story. So it's an hour away. I looked it up online, and I followed the social media on Facebook, and people were saying it's August, they're usually not out, they're usually not blooming around this time, and I was like, no, this cannot be happening to me. So I don't know this lady from a can of paint. I saw that this lady recently posted a picture of her with the sunflowers like bloom beautifully, like how they're to be. And she said that wasn't I asked her, was that a recent picture? Are the flowers still blooming? She said no, that wasn't a recent picture. I was like, no. She was like, your best thing would be to wait till next year. And I said, absolutely not. Like, I'm going to absolutely not. So like, this thing is an hour away. I had already told my mother and my sister, like, y'all, for my birthday, I want to take pictures in the sunflower field. So we are going to McConnell, South Carolina for me to do that. Okay. Them not knowing none of this, I did not tell them like there's a chance that the flowers might not be there, but I'm still going on this thing by faith. Do you hear me? Because this is what I want to do. So let me tell y'all, we get to the sunflower field, right? We drive out. First of all, God literally took over that whole complete trip. Me, my mom, my sister, and my daughter, he literally had complete control. And I will post some pictures of us on our trip and at the sunflower field. He literally had complete control over that trip. Like, I went there, think, okay, I'm about to go take these pictures at the sunflower field, and did, but just the time that we spent together, and just because we really don't get to spend a lot of time with work and things like that. But I enjoyed that time that we spent together. We went from taking pictures at a sunflower field to visiting this park there, which is so beautiful with the waterfalls. My mom loves waterfalls. To go in there, taking pictures, and just spending quality girl time together, much needed quality girl time together. And my mom gave us the name Gigi Girls, God's Girls. So we had such a great time. But so yes, let me tell y'all, I get to the sunflower field, right? And we have to walk. I don't even know how many miles it was, but I had on this cute little sunflower dress and some cute little black shoes, like platform black shoes, and we had to walk. Okay, I don't even know how many miles, but we had to walk a good minute. It wasn't probably that many, I don't know, but it was a good minute. Okay, and we got there like around maybe 1 or 2. And thankfully that it was a lot of trees, so it was plenty of shade, but it was hot once we got out of that shade, let me tell you. So we get to the sunflower field, y'all, and the sunflowers have all dried up. Talk about being hurt. Like, your girl, like, I was like, man, I don't care. I didn't tell them till we got in the car, like, y'all, there is a slight chance that there might not be any sunflowers there, but we're going on faith. Like, I'm driving an hour on faith. And they looked at me like, girl, what? Why you didn't tell us this already? I was like, I'm telling you now, like, there is a slight chance that they may not be bloomed. And so here they go, get to looking. They get on their phones, get to looking. I don't know, Jazz. Somebody is saying that you know, looking it up and looking at reviews and look what people saying. I don't know, Jazz. You know, I wasn't trying to hear none of that. By faith, I am going to the sunflower field. You know, I'm not trying to hear none of that. Like, I love my girls, I really do. But you know, when God has given you something, and you step out on that thing by faith, you ain't trying to hear what nobody says. Like, yes, you hear what they're saying, but at the end of the day, you stepped out on that thing by faith, and you know what the Father has promised you. You know what the Father has spoken. You know what the Father has said. Sometimes you have to ignore what other people are saying. And I wasn't, they weren't trying to like, well, we need to turn around and go back home. Like, it was none of that at all. They were just like, girl, are you serious right now? You we about to drive a whole hour and you don't even know. I said, y'all, by faith, I believe in that there will be sunflowers there and I will get my pictures. And let me tell you, that's just what happened. Though the sunflowers, like the whole field of where they mainly are, were like dried up, shriveled up, not bloomed at all. There was one area. My sister was like, Jazz, look, there's sunflowers right there, because she knew like how excited I was. Like, they know I love sunflowers. She knew how exciting this was for me. And once I revealed to them, like, yo, I'm stepping out and I'm going on doing this thing on faith. Like, we're taking this hour drive by faith, And I was like, y'all, there are no flowers. And she was like, Jazz, look, it's some right there. Like, literally, God just spoke to me in this moment. Literally, y'all, there were all the flowers, like the field of where the flowers they were dried up, like dead, okay? And there was one patch, one area where they were bloomed, and they were just as beautiful as ever. And no, it did not look like the field, like the whole field, like when they're all bloom. It did not look like that. But the fact that I spoke a thing and said, I'm going to go to this sunflower field and I'm going to take pictures with my sunflowers and I'm going to step out on faith and I'm going to do this thing. That's just what I did. Though it did not look like, what I expected it to look like, I still stepped out on faith and I still went and I still did that thing and I still spoke that thing and I proclaimed that thing. And that's just what I did. I went there and I took those pictures, and God literally spoke to me in that moment. about, how those flowers may have been dried up and they may have been dead, but look what I have placed here for you, sis. Like, look, I set a whole patch just for you to come drive your whole hour and take these pictures with these sunflowers like you declared and decreed that you would, because you stepped out on faith. That's what it's like, man, stepping out on faith. And that's what faith is. Going and doing something when you can't even see it, man. You can't even see it. But that's what your girl did. I drove that hour. Like, on faith, I was like, I'm going to McConnell, South Carolina to take these pictures with these sunflowers for my birthday. And that's just what I did. And we had the best time in that one little area, in those one patch of sunflowers, taking pictures, and full of joy, grateful, like humble, like so full of gratitude. And I just thank God, because I said, y'all, God left these sunflowers here and not dried up at all, y'all, beautiful as ever. No, it did not look like what they look like when they're all bloom, but nothing wrong with those sunflowers. Like, had the most fun time taking pictures with my mother, with my sister, with my daughter. Like, we had so much fun, though it was hot. God was like, girl, look what I have sitting here for you. If you just step out on faith, if you just trust me, despite what it looks like, despite if you can't see the promise, despite if you can't see what I spoke over you, if you just take this one step of faith, look what I have waiting for you. Look what I have waiting for you. And this is what he spoke to me, like, in that moment. Look what I have done for you. Like, he is such a loving father. He truly is. Like, I could have went there and all the flowers, like, literally all of them could have been gone. All of the flowers could have been gone, and I would have been hurt. I would have been so sad. But even the fact that I still went and I still took that step of faith, and we drove that hour. If we hadn't drove that hour, it was, yes, we went to the sunflower field, but we ended up doing other things. Like, we ended up just enjoying. We was going to go there, spend a few hours at taking pictures, and come back home. But no, we went there. We was probably there for an hour. Then next thing you know, Mama C, I don't even know how she came across it. The park. It was a park there. It was maybe 10-15 minutes from the sunflower field of Mama Love Waterfalls. I don't know how she came across it, but she found that, and we ended up spending the whole day there. We were in McConnell, South Carolina. We ended up in not Greenville. It's like, going towards Charlotte, Rock Hill. We ended up in Rock Hill, South Carolina, y'all. And we had so much fun. Like, it was so nice there. It was so beautiful there. And we had a great time. And just like, if I hadn't, it was like, y'all, okay, we about to do this. If I hadn't done that, and if I had taken that step of faith, who's to say how the day would have gone? But like, I literally prayed, like, I had been praying, like, Lord, I'm trusting you, like, I'm doing this thing, like, and I'm not typically that person to do something like that. I'm typically not that person to just, okay, I'm about to do this and just step out on faith and do it. Usually I'm like hesitant. I'm like, I have to see factuals. I have to see, like, I have to see it to believe it. But I was like, no, you don't, baby girl. You don't have to see it to believe it. As long as you trust me and know that, and as long as you trust me and know the word and the promise I've spoken over you, as long as you have faith, that's all you need. Faith is impossible to please God without. Like, we need faith. We have to have faith to please the Father. And God was like, as long as you trust me, man, look what I can do. Look what I can do. Look what I have here waiting for you. I knew you was coming here. I knew you was coming here this weekend. And look what I have waiting for you. like, man, and I was just so in awe. Not only did he have those sunflowers waiting there for me, but just that whole day, like he literally had complete control of that whole day. We had such a great time together, and it was much needed quality time for us. Like we get together sometimes, we go to each other's house and we chill out, but we hadn't like really gone, anywhere, and just spent time together. And I really enjoyed that time with my girls. Like we had so much fun, and God literally just had complete control over that day. And I just pray that this word encourages somebody, man. Like just take whatever that faith step that you are wanting to take, do it, and watch what the Father has waiting for you on the other end. Watch what he has waiting for you. Like he already knows. Like he has already gone before you. Like he already went before me and set up the patch of sunflowers. And y'all, let me tell you, I was just as happy as ever. I didn't care nothing more about, when I saw what the Father did for me, I didn't care nothing else about what that field looked like. I was just the happiest girl ever. Like a happy little kid with a lollipop. I was just the happiest, like a kid in a candy store, just so happy, like full of joy, full of the Father's love, just such an awe of his love. Just such an awe of his love, and just what he does for his children, man. Like God will do, like he literally would do anything for his children to see like how much he truly loves us, and how much his hand is in every area of our life. Like how much he has us, how much he holds us with his strong righteous hand. Like he literally would do anything for us to like truly see and truly get, like, girl, I love you. I'm in everything. He cares so much, y'all. He cares so much about every part of us. Like he cares so much that his daughter wanted to go take pictures in a sunflower field, and he had flowers there waiting for me. Like he cares about everything, every detail, every area of our lives. He does. And he used that moment to show me, like, I love you. I care so much about you that you are willing to drive an hour on faith. To take an hour on faith to go to the sunflower field and take your pictures. And look what I've done for you. I could have went on social media and let those comments of, if you're trying to go now, you might want to wait till next year. Or the lady responded back to me saying, I think your best bet will be wait till next year. How many times have we gone to someone and we let them talk us out of something we feel like God has told us to do, because we feel like we need validation, or we need confirmation from them, when the Father it's saying, like, if you don't step out on faith, and if you don't do this, and if you don't trust me, how many times have we let somebody talk us out of doing the very thing that God has called us to do? I could have sat there and let those comments, I could have sat there and let that lady, talk me out of doing that. But I was like, no, absolutely not. I'm going to this field and I'm going to take these pictures. And that's it. And that's just what I did. And I thank God so much for his love, y'all. He loves us so much. He cares about us so much. From the smallest areas of our lives, he cares about us so much. He truly does. And he wanted me to get on here and just share. And I just pray that you hear the Father, like, in this moment, that you just completely put me out of the way and hear the Father in this moment, how much he loves you, how much he cares about every single thing that pertains to you, that pertains to us. He cares. And how if you step out on faith and trust him, see what he has waiting for you. And to not let people talk you out of something God has promised you. Don't seek validation from other people. God defines us. God validates us. And if he said a thing, if he said do a thing, then you do it. Despite what it may look like when you get there, you do it, and you continue to trust the Father, and you continue to lean on the Father. He loves us so, 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 so much, and he will do whatever it takes for us to see that. And I just thank God. I just thank God for loving me, for loving you, for loving us so much. And he doesn't have to do anything that he does for us. He doesn't, but yet he still does. Because he's such a loving father. He's such a loving father. He's such a loving father. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for his love. He continues to show me every single day. I'm so grateful. What kind of God will do this for me? Victory, grace and mercy. He is so special. He's simply incredible. An incredible God deserves incredible praise. Oh, an incredible God deserves incredible praise. God loves us so much. He loves us so much. And I just pray that this word encourages someone. I love you guys. And remember that we are women warriors of God. And I'll see y'all next week. Love y'all. Bye.
I've had some problems, some great and some small. You being God, delivered me.